Good morning from Private Banking Advisory. It is Monday, the 12th of June, and I have to apologize for not being on air during the last week. I had a lot of things going on, and to be honest, I made myself a nice list of issues we should cover today. In any case, welcome to all friends of independent managing your money. And I hope I have some interesting tips and ideas for you to start this week. First of all, it is a big day. The venerable old Swiss bank, Credit Suisse, has disappeared from the stock market. The name Credit Suisse might also be going soon and be submerged in the huge UBS bank, Union Bank of Switzerland. We should remember that Credit Suisse was quite instrumental in developing the Swiss economy in the 1800s. And the way it was handled during the last 1 or 2 years, to put it mildly, was deplorable. Deplorable management, deplorable failures, and in particular during the last few months, things could have been handled much better on the part of the regulators, on the part of management, and on the part of the board of directors. So shame on them, but let's move on and see what does that mean for customers that are clients of either UBS or Credit Suisse. And I would say it's probably quite a lot of them, because the total assets under management by the combined new mega bank is $5,000 billion equivalent. $5,000 billion. So let's assume you have 10 million with this bank. 10 million is now considered to be a relatively small account for the private bankers of this world. So let's look how many people that might be. A billion has divided by 10 is 100, but there are 5,000 billions. So basically you have 500,000 millionaires that are clients of this mega bank. What should you do? There will obviously be again the usual rearranging of the deck chairs. Relationship managers will be reassigned, and you are probably having the big question: should you stay with this relationship manager if he wants to entice you to another bank, or should you accept that the new relationship manager is assigned to you? In my opinion, this is a very difficult question, and one aspect is easily overlooked. The relationship manager is basically just a hand holder. I wouldn't say he's a salesman, because once you're a customer, he's more a client relationship manager, and his main task is to keep you happy. That means keep you from moving away to another bank, to another fund manager, to another private bank, or maybe starting to manage your money completely on your own, which in my opinion is a choice that is not unattractive, but it requires quite deep knowledge. And I would say out of these 500,000, at best 5,000 are really probably qualified and willing to take the work in their own hands. So you are obviously maybe in need of some assistance. Remember that private banking advisory does not give specific investment advice, but we are perfectly qualified to help you to assess the service you have received from your private bank until now. That means, are you charged the right fees? Or maybe you should really look with a fine-tooth comb on whether you can reduce these fees. And private banking advisory will be able to help you there. Are you happy with the investment performance? Again, private banking advisory will be happy to assist you in this most important question. So I would say UBS Credit Suisse merits close observation during the next 3 to 6 months, and I'll keep you posted on that aspect of your financial affairs. The other thing is I want to remind you to be careful not to fall into the trap that is set with all these investment fads that come in regular fashion. During the last few years, it was the crypto obsession, the crypto mania, and you know that I always was negative on this aspect. Cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin are neither a currency nor a store of wealth. They're basically a modern form of a chain letter and a Ponzi scheme. It obviously did work. It worked beautifully for the early adopters. It might work for future gamblers, but don't forget it is basically a gamble. And the newest fad in investment land is the alternative investment fad, AI. Again, like with crypto investing, most of the people involved in this fad, in this investment obsession, don't really know what that AI means, how it works in detail. I mean, it's all very well if you can translate a letter online these days, and it works quite well, as I have found to my own surprise. But is this really groundbreaking innovation, earth-shattering innovation that will make our life much different in the future? Well, we'll see, but I would be cautious. And with crypto, I always said hardly anybody who plays in crypto would be able to get into the nitty-gritty of how crypto actually works, how it is settled, how secure it is. Is it safe from these Russian hackers that are becoming more and more active in the last few months? Again, stay away and stay safe. Another question is the risk that you have from a blow-up in the Ukraine-Russia war situation. I wouldn't say it's a high probability, but it is worth thinking about how you are set up with your assets if things get dramatically worse. When the Crown Prince in Sarajevo was shot in 1914, it was a big event, of course. Just imagine it would have happened these days. The media would go into extreme overdrive. You probably wouldn't hear anything else in the news for the next 2 to 3 weeks. In those days, it was also a dramatic event. And in my opinion, if it would happen these days, nobody would blink an eyelid if Austro-Hungary punishes Serbia, as the United States wanted to punish, rightly or wrongly, Saddam Hussein for his bad deeds. So something could happen any moment that increases the crisis in Ukraine-Russia war dramatically. The one thing you can do is diversify your assets. That's something I always recommend in any case. Diversify them geographically. Don't have all your eggs in one basket. And again, if you're an investor of reasonably substantial means and you can do this diversification, because it means there is a lot of costs involved setting up accounts in different geographies all over the world. If you can do that, we are happy to advise you and help you to do it in an efficient way. So that's all for it today. I hope you enjoyed this bit of news, and you give me a like button and you also subscribe so that the message gets put out to a wider universe. And God knows, I think a lot of